Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm glad that I'm opportune to contribute to the Ascension Summit organized by African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem, one of the Hebrew Israelite communities that have taken time to explore and survey their Israelite history and culture. I visited AHIJ in 2016 to felicitate with these Africans who are in a way among the first Africans to disavow colonialism and become really independent. You do not become free of colonialism, i.e. become independent, by getting a flag and a seat at the United Nations. You become free when you practice your own culture and religion and respect your own history. At the Florida International University, Miami in 2016, I began to study AHIJ after learning that its history is African, African-American, Caribbean, and Israelite. I am happy I did because, among other things, doing so helped me to be in position to connect missing dots. As I surveyed the history of Venerable Ben Ami Ben Israel's AHIJ and the history of Temple Beth El, formerly Kogasok, which was started by another great man, the Venerable Prophet William Saunders Crowdy, it dawned on me that very likely what drove that giant, Olaudah Equiano, the Igbo slave boy, who rose to the head of the abolitionist movement, also drove the leadership of Kogasok and AHIJ and numerous African Americans and Caribbeans to become Israelites. Equiano was stolen from Igbo land, smuggled to the New World, from where he was moved to England. Obtaining his freedom, he told the world that the Jews of Europe, who were also an oppressed and persecuted people by his time, were very likely relatives of the Igbos. No one can make the childish claim that he made his declaration because he needed a better identity. To be close to Jews 200 years ago gave no advantage. All these are carefully analyzed and recorded in my latest books that American Igbo Jew Joshua Alexander and Israelites Rose Kabe and Yedidia Eva have read and described as phenomenal. In this last one, I came out definitively that many African Americans and Caribbeans have a powerful Israelite experience. I used impeccable evidence to support my assertions. When the unfortunate shooting of innocent Jews at Jersey City, US took place, venerable writer Rabbi Gedalia Goffin recommended that I should speak as an Igbo and as a scholar on Hebrew Israelite history and culture. Time has not allowed me to, but as I have to send in this message, I'll use this opportunity to talk. AHIJ and Kogasok are two Hebrew Israelite movements I survey. They eschew racism and hatred, which from my observation was beneath them. As I pointed out in my books, to feel superior to someone, one must feel deficient in some ways. These groups in no way feel superior or inferior to anyone, and their missions are clear. They want and are contributing to making the world a better place. They, Igbos and Jews, need to start talking so that the groups invested in hate will be isolated. I surveyed AHIJ's culture and saw that many parts of it mirror Omenana, Igbo culture, which is representative of Israel's oldest culture. Examples: elders are first among equals in leadership structure. Traditionally, elders and priests led Igbos as they led Israelites. Their marriage culture is like the Igbos and the Israelites. The husband lives with his wife or wives if he has more than one. This is unlike what you find in many other polygynous societies. In many in Nigeria, the man may live separately from the wives. AHIJ and Kogasok rebuild and build their communities and culture without waiting for external direction and aid. In this, your experience is a major lesson for African societies that are waiting for outsiders to help them to do what they must do themselves. I will introduce myself now and let other speakers take the stage. I am Remy Ilona. I'm an Igbo or Igbo, Hebrew. I practiced law for many years in Nigeria before coming to the United States. I have an MA from the Florida International University, Miami. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of California, Riverside. I'm an author of 13 books, among which are the influential Hebrew Igbo Republics, an African American history and the Igbos and Israel, an intercultural study of the largest Israelite diaspora. Many acknowledge me to be one of the spokesmen of Hebrew Igbos and one of their scholars. Some view me as the one who recovered Hebrew Igbo suppressed history and began to document what is their authentic culture. More than a few persons have predicted that I have set in motion the beginnings of the Hebrew Igbo Mishnah. Important Israeli, US, and Canadian newspapers like The Forward, CJN, Arusheva, JTA, etc. have told my story and mentioned my activities. I'm one of the Hebrew Igbo historians who recounted Hebrew Igbo history, while Jeff Lieberman told the history and story of this large body of Israelites who number over 40 million in the film. Reimagined Jews of Nigeria. I'm among those who excelled in the first round of the ongoing Chidon HaTanakh. But because I could not represent America, according to the World Zionist Organization and the American Zionist Organization, I pulled back from contesting in the semifinals in New York. I'm noted to be among the persons who have worked hardest to move Hebrew Igbos and Hebrew Jews and Hebrew Israelites closer to each other so that they all can start talking. Some say I stand in the forefront of the Hebrew Igbo Nashiya na Mmanwe, Haskalah Renaissance, which has worked for a return of the Hebrew Igbo religion, Omenana, which is the biblical version of Israel's religion, i.e. the religion Rabbinic Judaism grew from, to the center stage of Hebrew Igbo society. Efforts which I have tirelessly contributed to have also made Hebrew Igbos the fastest growing Rabbinic Jewish community in the world. I'm one of the founders of Bet Knesset Siyah Israel in Abuja, and I'm also a founding member of the groups Omenana Defenders, Hebrew Igbo People, and Olauda Equiano Research Institute, Enugu. Lastly, I say Toda Rabah to the Venerable Sir Amadiel and AHIJ for giving me, and in a way the Igbos, the chance to contribute to this gathering of brethren. Thank you, everybody. These are my works about how African Americans, some of them started from Israel, passed through West Africa and Central Africa, and ended up in the New World. These are my works about how the Igbo people started from Israel, ended up in West Africa, and created the community that is producing the fastest growing Rabbinic Jewish community, and that Omenana is reviving in. Thank you.